Hi everyone, it's Van. Hope you're all doing okay and keeping well and having a nice Thursday so far. Today I'm going to do a favourite author spotlight, and this one's going to be about Mr Kim Newman, author of the Anno Dracula books. Mr Newman's also a film critic and film historian, and I very much enjoy watching his interviews in regards to movies and things. On many Blu-rays, like horror, thriller Blu-rays that me and my partner have got, there's been quite a few interviews with Mr Kim Newman, and I always watch them first before watching the film because I find him very interesting to listen to, and it's always nice to have like a more in-depth, what's the word I'm looking for? A more in-depth insight into the film, what we're about to watch. I mean, I suppose some people would wait till the end once they've seen the movie and then watch the extras, I suppose. But no, every time we buy, as again, a horror DVD, or not so much DVD, horror Blu-ray. In fact, have we got any horror DVDs, Mr Newman being interviewed? We might have. But, on the Blu-rays, I always seem to make a beeline for the interviews with Kim first, and as I said, it's very interesting to listen to, and I always enjoy hearing his viewers. And so yeah, he's a UK film critic, film historian, and author of the Anno Dracula series and many more books. So first up, I'm going to talk about, or show and tell Anno Dracula series first, and that is the first one. And it says on the back, a savage new era has arrived. It is 1888 and Queen Victoria has remarried, taking as her new consort the Wallachian prince, infamously known as Count Dracula. His polluted bloodline spreads through London as its citizens increasingly choose to become vampires. In the grim back streets of Whitechapel, a killer known as Silverknife is cutting down vampire girls. The eternally young vampire Genevieve and Charles Beauregard of the Diogenes Club are drawn together as they both hunt the sadistic killer, bringing them ever closer to England's most bloodthirsty ruler yet. And this is a fantastic introduction to the series, and it's terrifying. It's bloody, and if you enjoy Victorian-esque or Victoriana mashups, and what I mean by that is like novels, based on the Victorian era with a twist of fictional characters, then this is a great series to me to start with, and that is Anno Dracula, the first of the Anno Dracula series. The second one is Anno Dracula, the Bloody Red Baron. War is hell. It is 1918 and Graf von Dracula is Commander-in-Chief of the armies of Germany and Austria-Hungary. The War of the Great Powers in Europe is also a war between the living and the undead. Caught up in the conflict, Charles Beauregard, an old enemy of Dracula, his protege Edwin Winthrop, and intrepid vampire reporter Kate Reed go head to head with the lethal vampire flying machine that is the Bloody Red Baron. In the brand new novella, Vampire Romance, Genevieve de Don, newly returned to England, infiltrates a singular vampire gathering in the service of the Diogenes Club. And I think that novella is attached to the back. Yeah. Yeah, so you have basically 2 books in one. You have Bloody Red Baron, The Bloody Red Baron, sorry, and Vampire Romance. And that's that one. Next up we have Dracula Cha Cha Cha. Again, 3rd book in the Anno Dracula series. And this one says, La Dolce Morte, Rome, 1959, and Count Dracula is about to marry a Moldavian princess, returning him to the position of Lord of the Undead. Journalist Kate Reed comes to the city to visit the ailing Charles Beauregard and his vampire companion, Genevieve. Along with the undead British secret agent Bond, Kate is swiftly caught up in the mystery of the Crimson Executioner, who is bloodily dispatching vampire elders in the city. Also includes the brand new novella, Aquarius. Back in London, 2 party girls are found murdered, virtually drained of their blood. Kate Reed investigates and finds herself face to face with an old enemy. She is quite a sassy character, she is, Kate Reed. Genevieve. I'll talk more about Genevieve later. But yeah, Kate Reed, she's quite feisty, and she's a fantastically written character, you know. Quite intrepid is Miss Kate. That's that one. Next up we have book 4, which is Anno Dracula, Johnny Alucard. And this one says, Dracula comes to New York, Transylvania, 1976, and the vampire Kate Reed is on the set of Francis Ford Coppola's troubled production of Dracula. Fallen from grace and driven from the British Empire, the Count himself seems long gone, a relic of the past. But when Kate helps the young vampire outcast begin a new life in America, a fresh monster is born. He reinvents himself as Johnny Pop and makes his name selling a dangerously addictive drug that confers vampire powers on his users. As Johnny stalks the streets of Manhattan and Hollywood, sinking his fangs ever deeper into zeitgeist of 1980s America, it seems the past might not be dead after all. This is really good. This is a fantastic read. It's basically like a homage, if you like, to Francis Ford Coppola's Dracula. I mean, obviously these timelines are all, you know, alternate realities. Alternative timeline, alternate realities, and that. But like you go through decades. So we've got the 1880s, then we've got the 1918s, then we've got the 1960s, and then that brings up to date to the 1970s in this timeline, 1970s, 1980s. Next up we have Anno Dracula, 1000 Monsters. I mean, the covers are absolutely beautiful. Yeah, the covers just draw you in. And like the themes of the covers, the designs of the covers actually suit, the stories. This one says, from London to Tokyo. In 1899, Genevieve Didon travels to Japan with a group of vampires exiled from Great Britain by Prince Dracula. They are allowed to settle into Yokai Town, the district of Tokyo, set aside for Japan's own vampires, an altogether strange and less human breed than the Nosferatu of Europe. Yet it is not the sanctuary they had hoped for, as a vicious murderer sets vampire against vampire, and Yokai Town is revealed to be more a prison than a refuge. Genevieve and her undead comrades will be forced to face new enemies, and the horrors and the horrors hidden within the temple of 1,000 monsters. That's that one. Now I'm going to place this one at the side for a moment. And then the last of the series up to yet is Anno Dracula 1999 Daikaiju. This one says, the new millennium. Vampire Princess Christina Light is throwing a New Year's Eve party in Daikaiju Plaza, a building in the shape of a giant mechanical dragon in Tokyo, attended by world leaders of technology, finance and culture. But the party is crashed by less enlightened souls. The distinguished guests are held hostage by Yakuza assassins and Transylvanians mercenaries, and vampire schoolgirl Nazumi, sword-wielding agent of the Diogenes Club, finds herself alone, pitted against the world's deadliest creatures. Thrown out of the party, she must fight her way back up through a building that seems designed to destroy her in 1,000 ways. Can Nazumi survive past midnight? Now, the only reason I put these two at the side here is because I haven't read these yet. I have read these, but I've not read these ones yet. I love this series. I think it's a fantastic series. As again, if you like Victorian mashups, if you enjoy bloody good stories, and if you enjoy your vampires and your kick-ass heroines and your vampiric mysteries, then you will enjoy these books. And as I said, them set in it's an alternate history, alternate timelines, and sometimes you do flip between the timelines. But them great stories, them like as horrifying as they are thrilling to read. And I'll be honest with you, I fell in love with Genevieve. I thought she's a brilliant character. She's a lovely character. And she's possibly my favourite character of the books so far. I've not read these. It might be Nazumi, yeah. So I don't know, but I'll wait until I've read these books. But Genevieve is a lovely character. Kate Reid is just sassy and feisty, kick-ass. And so these are the Anno Draculas. So I'm going to do with the time being, I'm going to put these back down here. Right, next up we have we have The Vampire Genevieve, which is a Warhammer, part of the Warhammer series. And this is it's wrote by Kim Newman under his pseudonym. So this is Jack Yeovil, and that's Genevieve. And this one says, evil has a new enemy, one of its own. Meet Genevieve Didon. I presume I'm saying Genevieve's name right. She's beautiful, powerful, resourceful and courageous, and she is. And over 400 years old, in the crowded cities and dark forests of the Warhammer world, Genevieve and her unlikely companions battle the forces of evil and insanity. However, the vampire blood running through Genevieve's veins means she must constantly fight the urge to surrender to the evil within her. The vampire Genevieve collects together all the tales of Genevieve and her unusual allies into one packed volume, including Dracula, Genevieve Undead, Beast in Velvet, and Silver Nails, plus a new introduction by the author. I apologise about my nose. But yeah, that is the stunning Genevieve. And when you read the Anno Dracula books, you will fall in love with her. I did. I think she's a beautiful written character. And she's got a good heart as well. She really has. That's her. Now I've got 2 books that are set within the Anno Dracula world. And this is the Diogenes Club. Well, the man from the Diogenes Club. And this one says, can't eliminate the impossible? A send for the man from the Diogenes Club. The debonair psychic investigator, Richard Jefferson, is the most valued member of the Diogenes Club, the least known and most essential branch of British intelligence. While following the plot of many a maniacal mastermind, he is chased by sentient snowmen and Nazi zombies, investigates an unearthly murderer stalking the sex shops of 1970s Soho, and battles a poltergeist to prevent it triggering nuclear Armageddon. But as a new century dawns, can he save the ailing Diogenes Club itself from a force more diabolical still? Newman's 10 mischievous tales, with cameos from the much-loved characters of the Anno Dracula universe, will entertain fans and newcomers alike. And that's that one. Next up we have Anno Dracula, 1899, and Other Stories. And it's got on the front, featuring appearances from Jekyll and Hyde, Jack the Ripper, the Invisible Man, Edgar Allan Poe, a zombie apocalypse and a Martian, and Frankenstein's monster, a compendium of tales from the feverish mind of Mr Kim Newman. And that's that one. And on the back it says, one of the quotes is, red thirst makes vampires selfish and easy to kill. A brand new collection of chilling stories by master of horror Kim Newman, in which Jack the Ripper still stalks the streets, Frankenstein's monster rises from the Arctic ice, and the terrifying legacy of Dr. Jekyll and Mr Hyde haunts fog-shrouded London. This volume also includes a brand new exclusive Anno Dracula story, Yokai Town, Anno Dracula 1899, which sets the scene for the forthcoming novel, Anno Dracula 1999, Daikaiju. Those are those 2. What wraps up basically the Anno Dracula universe as things stand at the moment, and as far as my knowledge goes to, there isn't another one out at the moment, I don't think. So yeah, if you enjoy Victorian mashups and stories that intertwine and combine different literature characters from the Victorian era, then real and fictional, if you like, real and fictional characters, people from the Victorian era, then I recommend Anno Dracula, the series of Anno Dracula. He's just a great author, and he knows his stuff in regards to horror Victorian era. Yeah. Right, next up, we now have some other books by Mr Kim Newman, and the first one is the fantastic Angels and Music. That's that one. Deep in the shadows under the Paris Opera House resides Eric the Phantom, mysteriously enduring through the decades as the mastermind behind a strange and secret agency. A revolving door of female agents are charged by wealthy Parisians and the French government to investigate crimes and misdemeanours they would prefer to keep out of the public eye. The toxic underbelly of Paris is exposed by Eric's tenacious women operatives as they confront horror and corruption throughout the city. But it is one dreadful murder during the 1910 Great Flood of Paris that brings Irene Adler, Kate Reid and others together for a final deadly confrontation. This is like a spin on the Charlie's Angels theme. So you have Eric, who is like this story's Charlie, if you like, and you have some literary characters who are his like angels. So I'll give you a list run through of who they are. Christine Day, the angel of song, like Christine from Phantom of the Opera. Trilby O'Farrell, the angel of beauty. Irene Adler, the angel of larceny. Irene Adler from, Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes, books and TV series. La Momsette, the angel of light. Sophocrates, the angel of vengeance. Honorna, the angel of magic. Aida Hidari, the angel of blood. Isabel de Fair, the angel of rapture. Hagar Stanley, the angel of insight. Catherine Reed, the angel of truth, who is also a character from the Anno Dracula books. Clara Watson, the angel of pain. Lady Yuki, the angel of the sword. Gilbert Lashley, the angel of love. Elizabeth Ainsford Hill, the angel of many voices. Rialama, the angel of the air. Arawan Ten Brinken, the angel of ill fortune. Olympia, the clockwork angel. And Timing, the angel of acrobatics. It's got everything in it. It's got like espionage and intrigue. There is also kind of like, it's like to me it was like a steampunk-esque type book as well. I don't know, some of my memory is like steampunk-esque automator elements of the book as well. So yeah, so if you can picture or if you can imagine like Eric from Phantom of the Opera as the Charlie to Irene Adler, Katie Reid, and the other girls, they're his angels to his Charlie sort of thing. And it's a fun read. It's a great read. Very much enjoyed my time with that. Now, next up, I'm going to mention these ones as well now, obviously, but I haven't read these yet. And the first one is The Secrets of Drearcliff Grange School, and the tagline says strange happenings in a school for unusual girls. That's that one. And it's got a week after her mother found her sleeping on the ceiling, Amy Tomset is delivered to her new school, Drearcliff Grange in Somerset. Although it looks like a regular boarding school, Amy learns that Drearcliff girls are special, the daughters of criminal masterminds, outlaw scientists and master magicians. Several of the pupils also have special gifts like Amy's, and one of the girls in her dormitory is abducted by a mysterious group in black hoods. Amy forms a secret superpowered society called the Moth Club to rescue their friend. They soon discover that the hoodie conspiracy runs through the school, and it's up to the Moth Club to get to the heart of it. That does sound really good. That does sound really, really good. And this is its sequel, The Haunting of Drearcliff Grange School. I will show you the back. I'm not going to read the back because, as I said, I haven't read the first one yet, so I don't want to spoil it for myself. So that's that one. And next up we have a few more by Mr Newman. So we have Something More Than the Night. And this one's at Hollywood, the late 1930s. Raymond Chandler writes detective stories for pulp magazines and drinks more than he should. Boris Karloff plays monsters in the movies. Together, they investigate mysterious matters in a town run by human and inhuman monsters. Joe Devlin, an investigator for the DA's office who scores high on insubordination, enlists the pair to work a case that threatens to expose Hollywood's most horrific secrets. Together they will find out more than they should about the way this town works, and about each other. And oh yes, monsters aren't just for the movies. What's that one? And we have Kim Newman, Bad Dreams. When American journalist Anne Nielsen travels to London to investigate the death of her sister, she finds herself sucked into a nightmarish world of corruption and perversion, populated by dealers, pimps, sadomasochists, and a vampiric race that feasts on their victims' dreams. At the centre of this sickly web lurks the games master, and the closer Anne draws to his domain, the more she endangers herself and everyone she knows. But the games master is not just a name, and soon Anne will learn that when he plays for keeps. Yes. Again, I haven't read this one, but I'm hoping I'll read this around about October time. Like Halloween time. That's that one. I do like the sound of that. But again, I haven't read it yet. Yeah, that's that one. And last but not by no means least, we have Model Actress Forever, which is Mr Newman's new book. I do like the pop art style of this cover. And it says, back in the 1970s, the Beatles didn't split up and instead recorded a hallucinogenic album, Nevermind. Strictly, in brackets, never mind the Beatles. Which literally changed the world by imbuing many of those who heard it with superpowers. Fast forward 50 years and Christy Chambers, model, actress, whatever, discovers her soap opera character is about to be killed off. So she finally stops dieting and discovers hitherto untapped supernatural abilities. Meanwhile, Chrissy's aunt, Jasmine, former national heroine Lady Shade, goes missing. Afraid for her own safety and itching to costume up, Chrissy and her ghost-possessed best friend, Luli, break into Devil's Dyke, the asylum where Jasmine works as a therapist with the most dangerous cutthroats, supervillains in brackets, in Britain, only to find the inmates have taken over. Chrissy debuts successfully as a cloak, brackets, superheroine, But who will become the arch nemesis of Lady Shade 2? Set in an alternative 2020s London, this hugely entertaining, darkly humorous superhero tale is packed with Newman's trademark wit and wickedly sharp edges. This sounds so fun. It really does. It's like, it just reminds me like a, yeah, like I don't want to say like pop culture, but you know what I mean, like yeah, kind of like a pop culture mashup, if you like. It definitely sounds like a fun read, and I'm looking forward to delving into this one. So yeah, I do like that when it says that. Never mind, strictly in brackets, never mind the Beatles. I mean, come on. That is funny. Clever. Very clever, very clever and witty is Mr Newman. His little puns and one-liners and nods to different things. So yeah, that's that fun. And let's see, I've come to the end of the video for 5 Doors Spotlight. That was a fun way to end the video. Again, just to recap, if you enjoy Victorian mashups with well-known characters from, you know, Victorian literature, or well-known figures from the Victorian era onwards, then you can't go wrong with the Anno Dracula books. You know, they're intriguing, they're frightening, they're you know, they definitely have the creepy moments, to be honest, but also the characters are well written. And again, my favourite character is Genevieve. I think, no, the two girls, Genevieve and Katie. I say Genevieve is like powerful, she's beautiful, she tries to keep her, you know, vampiric needs, you know, within herself, if you like. She's just a very caring person, you know. You know what I mean? I know she's a vampire, but you know what I mean. You know, she very much cares for Charles, and he very much respects her. Charles Beauregard very much respects Genevieve. And then Katie, the intrepid, like, you know, reporter, she's quite kick-ass. She's, you know, she gets the job done. And stuff. And like Dracula, he's terrifying. Trust me, he's terrifying in these books. I mean, it comes to something, doesn't it? Alternate reality, alternate timeline or not. For Queen Victoria to be frightened, yeah, I think I would have been frightened as well. You know, like she like, you know, because quite in real life, Queen Victoria like was quite a formidable character. So I can imagine how terrified she would have been to have had Dracula as her queen consort, if you like. So yeah. And again, the timers jump at times as well. And that's it. Angels and Music, fantastic read. It's got like, if I remember right, and it has been a while since I've read it, it's got like steampunk, automata elements to it, and I'm sure, I don't want to spell too much. No, I'm not going to spell it too much. But there is, automata and steampunk elements in it. I better not say no more than that, because I don't want to spell Cook of the Surprises. Again, I've yet to read, and I am looking forward to Anno Dracula 1000 Monsters and Anno Dracula Daikaiju. I'm very much looking forward to Bad Dreams, and I'm very, very much looking forward to Model Actress Wherever. And so I am going to slowly catch up with those books. But yeah, Mr Newman's books have their own shelf space, and as I said, it's just a joy to listen. Mr Newman is a joy to watch, a joy to listen to, and a joy to read. He has got a YouTube channel, and it's fascinating to watch his interviews. He's fascinating to listen to, and his knowledge on films is just incredible. And as I said, every time me and my partner buy any horror Blu-rays or say vintage thrillers, and like Mr Newman's interviewed on there, I will make a beeline to watch the interview, listen to the interview before watching the film itself, so I have a bit more in-depth to the history of the movie and the involvement of the movie. And he's just a fascinating man, you know, and he knows, you know, what he doesn't know about film, you know, history on interviews I've watched, then they're just not worth knowing. He's just an absolute joy to listen to. And as I said, his books, of what I've read so far, of what I've read the Anno Dracula, of Angels of Music, I very, very much love my time with them. So, you know, if you'd be interested to watch Mr Newman and his views on films and his insight on films and the history of films of what he's done interviews for, then he has got a YouTube channel, you know, Kim Newman, and his books, you know, are already available on Amazon and all good book, you know, all good bookshops and things. And that's it. I'd like to thank Mr Newman, Mr Kim Newman, on writing such fantastic stories. I'd like to thank Mr Kim Newman on his, again, interviews, whether they be on TV shows, whether they be on movies me and my partner have bought. And I've learned quite a bit about different films I've watched beforehand by watching the said interviews. And again, like I've just said, he is a joy to listen to, you know. And that's it. So, you know, please give Mr Kim Newman a chance if you haven't already. If you've read any of the books, I'd love to hear your thoughts about them. And that. So again, Mr Kim Newman, thank you. Thank you very much. And with all that being said and shown and talked about, I wish you all a good day. Take care. Stay safe. Happy reading. Yeah. There's a plethora of books here to sink your fangs into. And I'll see you all again in my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye for now. Bye bye.